How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Vigor Active Health Chats. I am excited today. This is a chat with a man that is in the wheelhouse where I started. We're going to talk to a strength and conditioning coach. Good news is he's now working with us at Vigor. So we've got massive talent coming on board of our training team, so that, it's just going to be wonderful to have him. But 15 years in the industry, working for 3 different colleges, from my understanding. USA weightlifting certified, CSCS, CSCCA. And I think he told me he has a nutrition certification, but he'll tell us whenever we click over there. But I want to welcome Matt Segura to the show. Matt, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for working with us.
Yeah.
I love this. This is great.
Great.
So, I like to just we're going to go for 15 minutes here. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want to squeeze everything in. And, I kind of put these bullet points together of everything I think everybody will want to hear from you.
Okay.
So start off, we'll say background, kind of like where you came from, what encouraged you to be a strength and conditioning coach, any athletics that you did of your own. I believe you did tell me that you were a shape competitor. I would love to hear about that. Maybe physique. I don't know the right words.
Bodybuilding.
Okay. But
physique stuff.
All right. None of the bodybuilding.
Soft guys wear shorts.
Get huge. They get huge.
Exactly.
So bodybuilding sort of stint or career that you had there. And then the colleges you worked with. I'm interested in hearing about the life and the day of a strength and conditioning coach. I did small work there, but you were doing it for 15 years. I'm curious. So if you want to just start for us with your background, right. Start in the beginning. Tell us everything, man. I'm excited.
So originally from California, my father actually owns a private security firm. So that's what I actually thought. I went to college, with a business degree, and that's what I thought I was gonna do and take over.
Sure.
And then, really found a passion in working out in the fitness industry, and worked for my dad for a summer. And, I just realized it was like, man, this really isn't what I want to do the rest of my life.
Sure.
So I made the change and switched to exercise physiology. Became a personal trainer, got the personal training certification, starting my career. And, I played sports. In high school, I played volleyball and basketball. And then in college, I actually played volleyball. So still around them, and I actually coached the team for a year. And that's kind of how I kind of found strength conditioning. And so from there was Chico State is where I went to college, and they did not have a strength conditioning coach. However, the junior college that was 15, 20 minutes away did. So I reached out to him, basically asked hey, can I come out and just shadow you to see what it's like, like you said, what is life in the day of a strength coach. And so he allowed me to do that, and was with them the first year, and, they ended up winning the national championship. So it was a good team to be a part of and learn from. And then I took my CSCS and got that, and thought I was going to go to Arizona State and get my master's. And, I did an internship there as well throughout the summer. Mm-hmm. And then Butte ended up calling me back and said they wanted me to be their strength coach. So I came back and was there for 3 years. And then kind of realized, if I stayed there, I wasn't going to get anywhere in my career. I was going to be at a junior college, and it wasn't a full-time thing. So I took a chance and started applying for internships around the country, because that's kind of how strength conditioning works. You don't, it's all about who you know, not what you know. Mm-hmm. So you got to put your time in. And, Bo Sandoval called me back from the University of Michigan one morning. It's actually a funny story, which Bo and I joke about this now. So we set up a time for 10 a.m. I'm thinking 10 a.m. California time. He's thinking 10 a.m. Eastern time.
It's not the first these things happen. I'll tell you, happens all the time.
So 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm still asleep. I hear my phone going off, and I wake up. I see the call.
Oh no!
Kind of shaking my head. I'm like, hello.
That's one of those feelings, man. You're like, boom. You
wake up real fast.
Drop out.
Yeah. So like I said, took a chance. Went out there and made it known very early that this is where I wanted to be and start my career. And they, I wouldn't be where I'm at in my career if it wasn't for the University of Michigan and the things that they taught me.
Sure.
As an intern. And after the internship ended, which was 6 months, that summer, I was very fortunate enough, after, making it known that I wanted to continue on, 2 of their GAs left. And so there was an opening. And so I got hired on immediately, which was, I made that, the leap of faith out there, well worth it. And I was there a couple of years working primarily with track and field, vaulters, throwers, and cross country. And then another GA was working with sprints and jumps. So it was a collaborative effort, and then assisted with every single team there. Cool. Besides football, because they were kind of their own separate beast.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Games in the big house is something I would, never trade anything for. It was awesome.
Sure.
And so after that, graduate assistantship ended. Moved back home. Was working for my dad, just trying to find, applying to anything and everything. And lo and behold, a few months later, West Texas A&M had a job opening. They had actually just won the national championship for softball the year before I got there. And, once I looked them up, I'm like, oh, it's, actually a decent school. Division II. I'd never really been to Texas ever. And coming from Michigan in the snow, I'm like, sweet, I get some warmer weather.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I, take the interview and come out here. And before my interview, my old boss sends me a picture of snow on the ground. And I'm like, what am I getting myself into? I was trying to get away from that. And so I ended up going out there and worked there for 6 years, working with track and field, softball, and men's basketball, as well as cross country, and then helped with football for the first couple of years.
Cool.
Had some great success out there. We won track's first ever national championship there. We ended up winning 2 while I was there, and then my last year, softball ended up winning a national championship. Basketball had COVID not hit that year. We went 32-1. I think that was going to happen that year. So it was a fun experience. I enjoyed being there and working with all those teams. And then from there, my old boss and my former boss were really good friends. And so she put me in contact with her. They had a men's basketball only strength job open, and went there, interviewed, and, the head coach and the strength coach really liked me. And so I got hired on there and worked there for a couple of years. And now I'm here working with you.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's quite a pass.
Yeah. It's a long journey.
So what's the day-to-day like in that industry?
So it's different for kind of every level of your career. So when, as an intern, I mean, you're there, you obviously want to be the first one there to show your eagerness and initiative. And then you're the last one to leave. You help with every single team. You really get no breaks. Same kind of thing as a graduate assistant. You're, grinding in there and just there all the time. As I became a full-time assistant, when I worked with football, the hours were rough, because it was football early in the mornings, and then my other teams, I'd have a break in the afternoon, and then the evening we'd have football again, other teams, and then practice or games. You're kind of not necessarily required, but it's good to show your athletes that you care and go to the games. And so that makes days long. You're there at 5 a.m. There's a game at 7 p.m. And you turn around and getting up, there at 5 a.m. again the next morning. Right. It makes for a long day. But when I came over here to UTA, just working with men's basketball, is a whole different beast. I was at every practice. We traveled all over the place. And so it was a unique experience being able to be in every aspect of the sport, where previously it was just, okay, they came in and trained, and I would try to make it to practice when I could and games when I could. But this was different. It was fun. Travel, became toward the end of the season, dragged on, and it was, time for a change. It was just brutal.
I hear it is, and that's the thing. Like, so I'm happy for you for what we can offer, where it'll be more of a within regular hours. And I hear you want to start a family and all that, and you're married, which is awesome.
Yeah, I actually got married here in Dallas.
So is it true or false? I hear you have to move a lot, which I mean, you did. Mm-hmm. Told us you did. Long hours, got to move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when a coach you're working underneath leaves, they either ask you to leave, and the new one comes in and has their own guy. Is that kind of how the industry works?
Yeah, unfortunately, that is how the industry works. That's why the Olympic side is really good. When I was at West Texas A&M, I didn't just work with basketball. I worked with softball and track and field. So if a new basketball coach came in, I really wasn't affected because I had other teams. I wasn't just solely with them. Where when you come to the Division I level, with football and basketball, 2 big sports, those coaches always have, their whole staff, including a strength coach that they bring in. So you're kind of at the will of the coach.
Yeah.
So you try and get on with a good coach. If it doesn't work out, then yeah, you are moving a lot, and it's unfortunate.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, amazing past. Thanks for telling us about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the future.
Okay.
Right. So, as a guy that has been in the personal training industry and the gym industry kind of my whole life, I already know and I can tell that your schedule is going to fill up quickly. It's already starting to happen. And it's one of those, well, it's happening in record time now. So I know that before long, you won't have any availability in your schedule, which is great.
Yeah.
But tell me kind of like, so you went from that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
What's now the goal for the personal training career? What do you want to bring to people? What's your training style even? What do you like to do with people?
It's obviously a different style. I have that athletic background, so I kind of fall back on that quite a bit. And, fortunately, a lot of people that I've been working with want similar things in those aspects. So it's something that I enjoy and can still bring, pieces of that to here.
Yeah.
But then there's also people that, just want to, learn how to move and feel better as far as, their backs or injuries, and make them feel better. And that's something that I enjoy. I really enjoyed with athletes, getting them to come in and, say they hated the power clean. And, a few months down the line, they actually look forward to it because they knew how to do it and they got better at it. And so here, obviously, that's a little different, so clients here, if they're able to move well and feeling better and, able to do the day-to-day life things, that's rewarding for me, knowing that I'm making an impact on them.
You can look forward to this in my time here at this place because you get a lot of business people.
Mm.
A lot of business people were ex-athletes, so that's fun, and they remember the things they used to do. Now they've got a qualified person that can safely take them back through there. And I had several of my clients, always female for whatever reason that is. We got back into Olympic weightlifting there towards the end. So I think you'll be able to explore and have fun with those same exercises and train them kind of the same way that you may have been training your athletes back your in your past, because I think everybody loves those things. It's just about getting them there safely.
Yeah.
And real world, when CrossFit became kind of big, people were seeing them for the first time, and there was commercials or even just news stories about what was going on at CrossFit. They start getting curious, and I said, well, there's a safe way to get there, and we're going to safely get you there, and that's where we would explore and try those things. But I think everybody loves them if you can get them there safely. So
teach them how to do it the right way.
That's right, and you'll have plenty of those people here, and I think that they'll find you.
Yeah.
The interesting part.
Weightlifting movements is something I enjoy teaching and on to people. So it's, I hope so. And there's a few I've already have. So it's been nice.
What's your favorite workout to do for yourself? Take us back to your bodybuilding days real quick. What did you?
Oh yeah. Completely forgot about
That's okay.
So, like I said, in college, I played volleyball. And so I played volleyball for a year, and then one of my friends who's still, my best friend, did a bodybuilding show, and I watched, the show, and I'm like, man, I want to do that. And so from the next day for the following year, I trained and, did the lifestyle of a bodybuilder. And it was tough. I mean, you're working out 6 days a week, back buys, chest tries, legs,
Glamour.
Repeat. Yeah, exactly. And so now I kind of dabble in that. I used to really be heavy into weightlifting. Then unfortunately a few years ago tore my labrum. So I kind of sidelined that career.
Yeah.
I did compete in a weightlifting competition as well before that happened. And I'm, like I said, huge passion for that. So that was kind of a bummer that I'm not able to do that anymore. So that's why I enjoy teaching those movements to people and passing that along, and kind of keep promoting that a little bit.
Definitely. Well, definitely appreciative of you sharing your past and being here. I really look forward to all the people that you're going to be able to help here, which is exciting. And I'll just shake your hand real quick and say welcome to the team.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. So I'd say a little bit down the road, let's do this again. Let's see how things are going. Let's talk to. I've always wanted to do this. We're talk to the people you've been helping and see what they're feeling, give some testimonials and stuff. Have you on here with one of your people, but. Anyway, so very appreciative for you coming on and talking today. And thank you all for tuning in to Vigor Active Health Chats, and we'll catch you next time.